Today, we are going to talk about whether or not you should be stacking gold. Now, of course, my channel name is Silver Seeker, and primarily we talk about stacking silver, but I also stack a little bit of gold as well. And I think gold is a very important precious metal to have if you're a stacker, even if your primary focus is on silver. So what I want to do today is go over the 5 properties of money and show you how well that fits in with gold. So let's get into it. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe. We are at almost 100,000 subscribers, and we will be having our biggest giveaway ever when we get there. Additionally, don't forget that our sponsor SD Bullion is giving away an entire monster box of Silver Eagles, and the last day to enter for the 2022s is December 31st. So if you haven't been over there yet and entered, make sure you get over there now and get in on that giveaway and have a chance to win an entire monster box of Silver Eagles. Now, let's talk about gold. So, should you be stacking gold? Believe it or not, I get asked this question all the time, whether it's via email in our Discord server, in comments on the channel. I get asked, should I stack gold as well as silver? Well, today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on why I think it's a fantastic idea to stack gold alongside your silver. So first we'll ask the question, what is gold? Well, like silver, gold is money. There are quite a few differences between gold money and fiat currency, and in this video, we'll explain those differences. So let's talk about why gold is money and fiat currency, or the government printed currency I should say, is not. I'll start by saying that there are 5 characteristics that make money money, and that is acceptability, durability, portability, scarcity, and divisibility. The first of the 5 properties we just listed is acceptability. Gold has been recognized as a store of wealth globally for multiple millennia. The US dollar, as well as other world currencies, do not have the same luxury. In fact, the US dollar, which is what a lot of people hold dear, is actually relatively new. It's only been around for a couple of hundred years. And our fiat dollar only since 1971. That's right, just 1971. As you know, 1971 is the year that the US severed its ties with the gold standard. Secondly, we have durability. Gold is far and away one of the most durable substances in existence. It can be melted, dissolved with chemicals, submerged in the salty ocean for millennia, and will still be recoverable. Can you say the same for fiat currency? Fiat currency can easily be destroyed. Even fiat currency stored in a computer system is susceptible to computer glitches, hacks, and more. The third property we mentioned is portability. This one is pretty self-explanatory. In fact, gold fits this far better than silver does because it has a much higher value than silver, and therefore it takes less weight for the same value to be transported. The fourth property is scarcity. Money needs to be plentiful enough to be usable, but also scarce enough to retain value. This is another property where fiat currency falls flat. In today's modern age, it seems that fiat currency can be created out of thin air. And in fact, as we have seen over the last few years, it has been. Over 80% of the US dollars in existence has been created in just the last few years. This is one of the primary causes of inflation and the weakening of the US dollar. Let's take a look at Zimbabwe, for example. In the 80s, it only took $1.50 in Zimbabwe dollars to equal $1 in US. And in 2006, they were printing $100 trillion bills that were worth maybe one loaf of bread and some milk at that time. That's right, if $100 trillion became only enough to buy some bread and milk, what would the value of the fiat currency you currently own today be enough for? Gold, however, as well as silver, will always retain value. The reason for that is because gold cannot be created. It can be mined, but even then there is a very finite amount on Earth. In fact, National Geographic says that if you took all of the gold in the world and melted it down, there would only be enough to fill 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's a lot of gold until you consider how many people there are on Earth. If you were to gather up all the gold that has ever been mined and then divide it amongst each and every person alive right now, each person would have less than 1 ounce of gold. Lastly, we have divisibility. Money must be divisible. We all know this. Gold does this very well. There is a lot you can do with a single ounce of gold. It can be hammered down flat and cut into pieces, measuring less than 1 grain. In fact, a single ounce of gold can be hammered thin enough to cover an entire 100 square foot diameter. That's just 1 ounce. That's pretty incredible. So now that you know all of that, why should you stack gold? Well, like I explained earlier in the video, gold has been used as a storage of wealth and as a value for multiple millennia. Once mined and in your hand, it doesn't depend on access to electricity or the internet, and it can't be created out of thin air. In times of hyperinflation, it will maintain its value in trade and barter even when the dollar does not. A very common example of this, and I'll give one for silver too, is that back when they were making $20 gold double legals, you used to be able to use one and get yourself a nice suit. Today, you can still do the same with a $20 gold double legal, but what could a $20 bill do for you today? And as per silver, and although this video isn't about silver, back in the 60s, you could get a gallon of gas for roughly 25 cents. And today, a quarter from 1964 can still get you a gallon of gasoline because of the value of the silver in that quarter. But those are only small examples. Let's think about something hypothetical. If we have 1 ounce of gold today and it's worth $1,800, then we experienced hyperinflation of, say, 500%. Even if gold retained its same value, it would still be worth 9,000 US dollars. How, you ask? Well, that's because gold is traded on a world market, but is priced in US dollars. The weakening of the US dollar instantly reflects how many US dollars an ounce of gold is worth. So if we ever experienced that type of inflation, would you have rather kept your 1,800 US dollars or had 1 ounce of gold instead? By the way, Zimbabwe experienced a peak hyperinflation of 79.6 billion%. Yes, that's billion with a B. But that is just my opinion, and I'm certainly no financial advisor, so I would love to know what you think. Let me know down below. Leave a comment and tell me if you like stacking gold alongside with silver. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And additionally, check out this video above me where I called around to a bunch of different coin shops and tried to sell them $10,000 worth of gold. Let's see how it went. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.